An airline passenger sparked some fresh debate recently when she complained about a fellow passenger's apparent sense of entitlement, as she put it, on a recent flight. Now, the woman in question was sitting in front of her, painting her nails, sending that strong smell of the polish throughout the cabin. It doesn't sit well with me, but I know others don't mind. And most people responding to the story, well, they were outraged by what they called a rude, inconsiderate behavior. But the case simply draws to mind so many potential grievances, let's say, that we may have with our fellow travelers from time to time, especially when we're crammed like sardines into coach. But don't open that can of sardines, please. Anyway, we're joined to discuss this issue by I-24 News correspondent Emma Oliver and Tommy Lankut-Leibovich, an Israeli consultant and author on matters of etiquette and personal image presentation. So perfect for the topic. Thanks for being with us, Tommy, and Emma, good to have you in the studio. Look, first of all, Tommy, I mean, do most people, and I'm going general here, we talk about this, do most people out there in the public sphere sort of follow general etiquette for public coexistence, or is there a real burning need for sort of broader, cultural education in some ways? What do you experience out there? What's your impression?
I think that manners and etiquette, it's the base of the human being. We were born with this, with the smile, with the connection, with talking one to another nicely, and we wanted it will be very nice and kind. But the time, especially now in these days, that everything is WhatsApp. There is no connection, no interconnection. We don't know how to speak. We need very quickly. We don't have patience. So we came to the plane, and there is, wow, it's
something we're forced to be near each other in a way we may not be used to. And I think you're right. A lot of that, impersonal communication taking over our lives, the texting, even a video chat. It's not the same thing as being in a physical presence of somebody. Look, when it comes to Israel, and I get both your thoughts on this, versus everywhere else, let's put it that way. Does Israel stand out in some ways? What's your impression here? Emma, what do you think? Are there unique things that kind of come with the Israeli etiquette?
Of course, you need the chutzpah, I'm from America, so I had to come here and learn that, manners are a bit different here. The people are a little bit louder, people are a little bit more upfront, whereas in America or other places,
really personal.
Yes,
boundaries
very,
are
very
not
personal.
what we know them from the US.
My mom came to visit and she goes, Emma, why are people not smiling at me in the street?
Yes.
I said, we don't need to smile in the street, but when you speak to people, then they open up and you'll meet friends everywhere.
Can I?
Yeah. Do you find there's some clash with Israelis on the world stage? Yeah, of course.
You know what is the difference? In all the world, even in the United States, I'm sure I know it. I learned there also. People learn, young people learned it in the kindergarten, at school, how to behave. And it's not very strange for them. Here in Israel, they don't need it because they weren't born very, very polite. But I can tell you something very, very interesting. The last time, a few months ago, I started with the TikTok.
Okay.
What is TikTok? It's for children. I thought so, but it's not.
Yeah, apparently not. Apparently not.
So, millions of children, I speak about children, like it. It's only about manners, how to behave, how to smile, how to do everything. And I think that the young people, they want it as tools, skill of life.
It's increasingly digital world. We have to remember how to interact with each other.
There is future to Israel.
Look, I want to throw a few things on planes. We sat around and came up with some of these, looking at the nail polish idea. Some things that may, irk you on a plane.
It's terrible.
Want to get your opinion
it's
here.
Really.
Where, I don't know if we're ranking them, but what do you think? I mean, shoes off on a plane. What do you say about that? Is this one of the most obnoxious things? Where does that rank for you in terms of bad etiquette, taking your shoes off on a plane? Not the worst?
It depends.
Everybody kind of does it from time to time?
Yes.
It definitely does depend.
Definitely.
We have some,
Depends on how long the flight is.
Here's some examples of some of the more extreme cases of this that we're able to dig up. These may not be the worst, but feet in your face, no socks on, it becomes someone's very, very personal space. What about stinky food? What about tuna or sardines? Are these things we should not do on a plane around other people?
This is what I said, that the manners on the air, it starts at home. They need to clean up themselves, to come with clean shoes, to bring the sandwich or without the tuna or the sardines. Right. And someone needs to talk with them about it. It's not natural.
Does that get to you when you smell that tuna fibers?
Yeah, it's a bit of a problem though, because you learn it at home, but some people find an airplane, they kind of have that sense of home. Let's say if it's a very, very long flight, they want to feel more at home rather than cramped up in a small space. So they may not be thinking of other people.
Like leaning the chair all the way back? I mean, I know we're allowed to do that.
For tall people, it's really bad. I'm on the shorter side, so I don't have that issue so much. But
using the armrest, I mean, I may be a victim of that. I mean, I may be guilty of that sometimes.
But there is a law that is not written anywhere.
Right.
But
the unspoken
if you are
rules.
sitting in 3 seats, so the one who have the wall, he has the wall and the armset. The middle one has the two of them.
It's a pick and choose.
The aisle one is the only one. He has the aisle and the... So if someone knows it, no one will fight there, like...
I find one of the things on flights to and from Israel, at least a lot, the asking to switch seats. You'll be sitting comfortably in a seat, people want to change, they want to shuffle you around, they want to move you. Drives a lot of people crazy. I know on flights too. We were watching something out loud, no headphones here. When you're hearing someone else's show a few rows up, I don't know where these reach on your annoyance meters on flights. Someone kicking your seat. I mean, we get a lot of that as well. Maybe it's a kid. Okay, some sensitivities, but it's not always a kid kicking your seat behind you.
The kids, if you teach them, they will not do it. This is the nice thing, and this is the future. Yeah. But I have something to tell you. They are not doing it, the Israeli, in another companies, only in the Israeli companies, because I am going a lot.
There's a sort of feeling of familiarity among each other.
Because, for example, the El Al, what they say? Feel at home. Okay,
the most at home in the world, I think is their slogan.
We take the shoes off, we put the legs on the table, at home, so they put it there.
Dangerous thing to tell Israelis. Yes, feel like you're at home on our plane.
Yeah.
Okay, you open the door for a lot. Look, what's happened to you, Em? I know you had some odd things that have happened to you on flights before. What?
Yeah, so I've taken a lot of flights in my life. My first flight alone, I was 12 years old, and I was sitting in the middle seat and eating, some potato chips, when a woman who spoke no English, only Spanish, just reached over and creeped her hand into my bag of potato chips as I'm eating it. So we did a little hand holding.
Like any eye contact there, or just I'm also hungry?
I just kind of turned and looked at her, and I'm like, are you hungry? And she just answered me in Spanish, sí, sí. So I had some empathy for her, and we then shared my bag of potato chips. It was a great moment. I guess I made a friend through potato chips on that flight, but it was a bit strange, and that was where the lack of etiquette, but also the language barrier came in. But it was a bit strange.
That can certainly be a factor when flying around the world.
It's about the chewing gum.
What kind of things maybe do we not think of? How can we improve? I know you're big on personal image presentation and etiquette. What general things should we be carrying with us, whether we're in these crowded public spaces or just going about our day to day? What kind of advice would you give us here?
I think that we need to cool down everyone and to realize that I think everywhere in the world now they are all without patience. The communication become very short, and no one have nothing to. No one see anyone.
It's a product of the modern world.
Only
These are new phenomena.
It's a post-COVID world also.
It's from the COVID it become.
Yeah, lack of communication, flight etiquette kind of went out the window.
Yes, and then now the low cost people come there. They think that everything they need to get what they want to. But I think that we need to talk about it. It's not to solve this problem. We need to solve it from the beginning, to start talking about manners and etiquette.
Raise our kids the right way.
Where they are kids. And the kids teach the parents. This is I know it. It happened to me. Because of the TikTok, parents, grandfather, grandmother call me It's really, really what I say. It's real. I call
We can learn.
thank you. Thank you. I have a minute to tell it or not?
Yes, briefly,
okay.
yeah.
A mother told me she came. She was with a daughter. Her name was Tamar on the mall, and they are going on the escalator. And the girl was very, very angry about her, and she said, "Mommy, you need to stand on the right side." She said, what do you want from me? So she said, and your package and all the bags, take on the right. Why? She said, I saw a TikTok of Tammy Mommy. It was my name. Now it's Tammy Manners. And she said that you need to stand there that someone can pass you.
It's the little things make a big difference out there.
Yes, but this is my hope. Because I work a lot. I work with the diplomat, with the government. I work with business people. I like now, and my hope, because I like Israel very much. We don't have any other country.
On the world stage?
Just to teach the small children to start with, and it will.
It all begins with the kids. Tommy Lankut-Leibovich, thanks for being with us. A fun chat. Emma Oliver. Love your chip story on the airplanes. If that happens again. Thanks for being with us as well. Always good to discuss something like this nature on our show. So thanks for being with us.